Something that always makes me laugh a little bit is when an artist is talking about why they use a certain effect in a piece of music, and then they just give like the definition of why that effect exists. Mainly when someone says, "Oh, we use reverb to create a sense of space." Well, that's what reverb does. But not all reverb pedals are created equal in terms of how much space they can create. Enter the Pigtronix Cosmosis, a stereo reverb pedal that is like an ambient player's dream. It offers 3 modes, and let's talk about it right now. Welcome to Get Offset. My name is Emily, and your chin is just perfect. Has anyone ever told you that? It fits your face marvelously. Well, as I already mentioned, I'm here with the Cosmosis by Pigtronix. It's a stereo reverb pedal, and I hope you're wearing headphones. But it has 3 modes. It has Theater, Temple, and Cosmos. They are all available right there at the top of the pedal via a tiny little push button. And we have some controls. I'm going to talk about this first control later, but we have tone, which turning this one to the right, that's clockwise, creates a high pass filter, and turning it to the left creates a low pass filter. We have blend, you can think of that as mix, and we have size. I'm going to start with these 3 controls here at noon, and we're going to play with the theater mode. Again, I will get to morph, including the footswitch and how to use it, but I want to go over the presets first. Well, the modes first. So here is a little taste of my dry signal. This is the Elvis Costello Signature Jazz Master, and I'm playing it through the Benson Chimera plugin for Mixwave. And engaged. So that is kind of like a hall-ish reverb. It's not the biggest of the 3 reverbs. In fact, it is the smallest. So obviously this is not like the biggest, most massive reverb ever. This definitely does have that. But one thing I love about this pedal is that you can go completely Cosmo, ambient, spacey, shoegaze, whatever, totally get lost in that space. But when you need to, you can pull it back, and you can use the presets to do that really, really easily. So when there's a pedal that can do so much, it's great to have presets. Let's turn up that blend. I firmly believe you should be EQing your reverb. Awesome, so let's move over to Temple. That is the next algorithm. And return these 3, I should say, to noon. So theater, obviously that space it's trying to emulate is a smaller theater. Temple is like you're in San Vitale. It's like you're in the Hagia Sophia. You are in this big, beautiful space, a cathedral perhaps, and it's very dramatic. We can make that brighter. We can make it darker. And let's get into the sense of space being the cosmos. This is the biggest reverb of all three. I'm not sure there's actually reverberation in space. In fact, I imagine there's not, but if there was, I imagine it would sound like this. How tiny does it get? How big does it get? Obviously, filtering out some frequencies is going to affect the size. It's gonna make it smaller. But if you have some kind of obnoxious tones, depending on your pickups, your other effects, that's a great way to mellow it. Ouch. I think I want to leave it where God intended. So what I'm going to do now is explain the morph feature. So the idea of the morph feature is you can use this foot switch to like morph between different sounds. You can do it going back and forth, or you can send it one way to one extreme and send it back to the other. And I'm going to go for extremes in this. So the morph is controlled by this foot switch right here, but first we're going to talk about this little button. So this button you press and you go through the different things you can morph between. You can morph tone, so you can send it to cut out certain frequencies and kind of go back and forth. You can do blend, which I think is what I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you how this works on blend because I think that makes it the most obvious, as well as size. All right, so I'm going to start with everything turned off, but you can see the flashing as we go through things. So I get to blend. I'm going to hold that down. And I'm going to send blend where I want it. So I'm going to make it so that it blends all the way up. And I'm going to do the same for size. There we go. Click again and we're done. So now I'm going to set where I want my actual setting to be. And that's going to be blend and size all the way down. So just dry, it sounds. Turn up the guitar. And with this, I can control the speed at which that morphing happens. So I'm going to keep it in the middle for a second, and let's engage more. So hitting it once will make it undulate between the max setting and whatever your manual setting is. But if you hit it twice, you can send it in one direction, have it stay there. And if I want to send it back, and then it double taps when it's where it wants to be. Let's turn that speed up on the morph to see how that sounds. So that is a look at the Cosmosis in a nutshell. I know I didn't get to presets, but that's, I think that can be fairly straightforward. If you need a video on that, let me know. Maybe I'll make like a TikTok for it or something, a short form video, shall we say. But this has 3 really cool, diverse, and beautiful sounding reverb algorithms. The theater is very simple, gives you that sense of space that you need, while the Cosmos gives you really a lot more of that emotion and drama that you may seek. I really like the morph. I think that the way I would probably use that would be that double tap, getting it from nothing to a big swell and then maybe back again. Going back and forth is cool. I might like that more in post when I listen to it, but sometimes like the tone I felt could be a little subtle in the room here. Again, I'm really curious to see how I feel about that when I'm editing this in post-production. But I think that tone in general is a really, really overlooked thing in reverbs. I think more reverb pedals should have them. I think you should be EQing your reverb to make it sit in that mix a lot better. But I think that Pigtronix really knocked this one out of the park. They are doing so much cool stuff, especially in this more spacey, ambient kind of realm. They have a lot of great stuff for that. I love their little mini pedals. Check out my videos on some of those, because some of my favorite little pedals, if I have like a fly gig, I'll use those. But they have some great stuff. Check them out. Links to Pigtronix pedals in the video description. I also have a Patreon, patreon.com/getoffset if you're interested in that. We have merch at getoffsetpodcast.com/shop. And please tell your favorite brands about us. Use the affiliate links in those video descriptions. My favorite way to support the channel is to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. My name is Emily.